Welcome to the Florida Gulf Coast and Fort Myers as we roll on with the 2021 Geico High School Nationals presented by Gatorade. This week we answer the question, who is the best high school basketball team in the country? Well, here in the quarterfinals, we've got two of the best high school programs of all time. Montverde from here in the state of Florida and Oak Hill Academy. Oak Hill outgunning Pace Academy in the first round last night, 84-77. We had two stirring games in the quarterfinals earlier. IMG and Sunrise advancing to the semifinals. And we welcome you courtside, Ted Emmerich, along with ESPN's National Director of Recruiting, Paul Biancardi. A lot of history between these two programs and, of course, a lot of talent on the floor.
Yeah, two of the giants in the high school game. Montverde loaded with stars and size. They've been waiting for this moment for a long time. Oak Hill, they'll need their A game for the upset,
because they have to deal with the likes of Caleb Houston for Montverde, a McDonald's All-American.
One of the best shooters in the high school game. He finds the line quickly. He shoots it easy from distance. Caleb Houston, always an outside threat. He's a floor spacer. You must respect the jump shot. He can put it on the deck. Signed with Juwan Howard in Michigan.
And Houston is our Gatorade player spotlight. In fact, he is Michigan's top-ranked recruit in the ESPN rankings era, which dates back to 2007. Well, Oak Hill has a top 10 junior in the country in MJ Rice.
Rice was terrific yesterday from both the outside and the inside. That three-point shot has come a long way. He punishes opponents inside, runs the floor, chiseled body, 6'6", 225. Pretty good dancer, too.
Put the moves on Pace Academy last night with 18 points. The native of Durham, North Carolina, in his first year with Oak Hill. Say this, Paul, it's just odd to see the number 9 next to Oak Hill, their lowest seed ever. Again, expanded field. 10 teams at Geico Nationals for the first time. But how does Oak Hill pull what would absolutely be an upset here today?
Eliminate fast break points and limit their turnovers. They can't give the ball away, and they can't give up easy baskets. They're going to have to make this game a 5-on-5 half-court situation, double the post, protect the paint, and tray a little bit.
Langston Love just saw his future college teammate Kendall Brown have a big game for Sunrise Christian. Missed the three, as did Cameron Carter for Oak Hill. Caleb Houston off target. So 3 missed threes here in the first minute, and it'll stay at this end. Starting lineups presented by the United States Marine Corps. For Montverde, it's a veritable all-star team at the high school level. 4 ranked players, and oh, by the way, Ryan Nemhard is unranked, their point guard. He's a 4-star recruit who is headed to Creighton.
And keep your eye on Zero on the White, Derek Whitehead, one of their quiet superstars.
And here he is right on cue. Missed the three. Houston with the strip on MJ Rice. And Langston Love lifting the lid. You see Oak Hill's lineup. The guy who ignited things for Oak Hill, Paul, was Caleb Foster, number 3 in the black, their sophomore point guard last night.
He was tremendous. I mean, ready to shoot the ball, knocked down a bunch of threes, facilitated. And that's where MJ Rice is really difficult. Even though it was a travel, when you get him in the middle of the floor with the ability to go left or right, you body him up, it's going to be a foul on the defense. If you back up, it's going to pull it in your face.
These teams met twice in the regular season. Montverde won both handily, 93-60 January 15th, 84-66 January 30th. Caleb Houston with his first basket.
I like the way Steve Smith came out in the zone. This pace has to be slow for Oak Hill to win, and they must get back on defense.
Jalen Durant soaring above everyone, trying to corral it. It's out of bounds off Oak Hill. Durant, the highest ranked player in this tournament, Paul, number 2 in the junior class.
And maybe the best big man in all of high school basketball. And I say that, and I don't count Chet Holmgren as a big man. Nice out of bounds play by Montverde. Little screen and bump and slip.
And Houston with the bucket. You see the player profile for Jalen Durant, the native of Newcastle, Delaware. You compare him to Chris Webber.
Because he's got big hands, he's a great passing post player, scores inside, rebounds, and will block shots. He does it all.
And MJ Rice from long range. Oak Hill is on the board. Rice was just 1 of 4 from 3 last night. Whitehead down the baseline for 2. Tariq Whitehead, top 10 junior, number 6 in the country, Paul.
Yeah, Jalen Ricks was lost that time defensively in the zone. That was too easy for Montverde.
Here's A.J. Williams getting the start once again. Now just his 3rd start of the year. He started both games here at Geico Nationals. Rice, Duran altered that shot, to say the least. Out to Montverde.
See, I don't like that attempt by Rice.
Yeah.
He's got 6'9", Jalen Duran on him, with an enormous wingspan. Huge defensive presence. Drive him to the basket. Don't try to shoot over.
8 ESPN-ranked players for Montverde, the most in the country by far. Again, for context, we just saw Sunrise Christian, the 2 seed in this tournament. They have 5 ranked players. They're loaded. Montverde is just on another level under Kevin Boyle, as they usually are.
And what Kevin Boyle does so well, he gets the talent to play together. More important, he gets the talent to defend. You don't play defense for Kevin Boyle, you don't stay in the game long. And there's another ranked player ready to take your place.
Rice against Duran, nicely done. Certainly at a size disadvantage, but Rice puts it in.
See that time? He went to the basket on Duran, made him pay.
Love the fall away. And got the friendly bounce.
I think MJ Rice can either score or get fouled 90% of the time in the paint. I know he wants to be a perimeter player, and he is one, but he can dominate the game on the blocks and in the paint, especially from the elbow and the nail.
There it is again. The nail right at the center of the foul line. Jalen Ricks with the jumper. Ricks did not score in 20 minutes last night.
It's a 1-2 punch for Oak Hill. Caleb Foster, MJ Rice. The other guys have to sprinkle in their offense.
Whitehead, the runner for Montverde. I'll tell you, Kevin Boyle's been telling us about him since he was in 8th grade. Rice slashing in for 2 more. Boyle says that Whitehead has the D'Angelo Russell gene. Russell finishing his high school career at Montverde, 2014. Duran tosses it in, plus a foul. And we've got a timeout. Duran, a free throw when we return. Montverde, the top seed here in Fort Myers. The 2021 Geico High School Nationals is brought to you by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. Gatorade Zero, all the electrolytes, zero sugar. And Buick, with a family of premium SUVs designed around you. Let's break down Jalen Duran's game, Paul.
Well, it all starts on the defensive end. He's got great vision as a shot blocker, attacks. And how about offensively? Screen and roll, look at the elevation, elbows at or above the rim. Offensively, he's made great strides. Operates in the low post, little drop step, great footwork, soft touch. This is where he's expanded his game, the face-up jump shot. That's from about 15 feet. Jalen Duran, an outstanding prospect in the junior class. Right now, number 2, and I consider him the best big man in all of high school basketball.
How close is he to Amani Bates, who's number 1 in the 60?
Yeah, he's closed the gap. I mean, Bates had a large lead early as a sophomore, but Duran has closed that gap with his physical play, his skill level, helps his team win, and he does it on both ends.
Duran getting an early breather after capping the 3-point play. He was a major problem in 2 wins over Oak Hill in January, averaging 18 points, 14 rebounds, and 2 blocks. Oak Hill just doesn't have any size to counter.
I laugh when you say that. He's a problem for everybody.
Yes, sir.
I mean, there's some great size out there, prolific prep. They had a tough game today against Sunrise and lost, but there's nobody built like Jalen Duran with his skill level and passing.
Carter, offensive foul. He barreled through Tariq Whitehead.
Tariq Whitehead, look at that, great vision. Not to go with his man, but to see the help and step in for the charge. That is terrific team defense. A lot of young players, they chase their guys all over the court. Tariq Whitehead, perfect position.
Kevin Coyle and his associate head coach Ray Miller told us last week, Whitehead is finally starting to play the all-around game we knew he was capable of. Renault had it wrested away from him by Jalen Ricks. Foster poked away from behind by Renault. Whitehead to Houston for the dunk.
Those are the possessions that will kill Oak Hill.
Well, the women's Final Four is tomorrow. Get hyped for South Carolina and Stanford at 6 Eastern, followed by Arizona. First time ever in the Final Four. Adia Barnes leading her alma mater against mighty UConn at 9:30. Both games also on the ESPN app.
Who do you have, Ted?
I said UConn earlier. After seeing Paige Beckers in person for the first time, I got to go with them. And listen, I know Stanford's the top overall seed. Dawn Staley in South Carolina, elite to say the least, as A.J. Williams floats it in. But give me Beckers, especially in crunch time.
Okay. Gonna hold you to it.
All right. Steal for Oak Hill, which is making its 11th Geico Nationals appearance. Ricks gliding to the hoop for 2.
Ricks got that steal last possession, that time with the bucket. They need the 3rd and 4th guy. They need everybody, Oak Hill, to contribute in this game on both ends of the floor. Too deep.
Renault flips it in for Montverde, the junior from Miami. So back a little bit closer to home. And making the transition was more of a post player at his former school, Matter Academy, and playing more on the wing at Montverde. Rice, the spin move, and denied. Justice Williams lets it fly. He connects. Junior from Philadelphia, ranked 38th in the country.
Justice Williams out of Philly. Good-looking young prospect.
A.J. Williams left it short. Premier shooter for Oak Hill. Nembhard, the drop-off. Renault scores it. Created by Nembhard, who really makes everybody go for Montverde.
He has had a terrific senior season, Ryan Nembhard. He's the leader of this team. Keeps them organized.
Oh, how about this? Jalen Hood, Shafino, the hustle play. Oh, but a foul. 34 seconds to go in the quarter.
Look at Nembhard. Nose on his penetration. As soon as the defense rotates, he's going to give it up. He reads the game so well.
When are you going to rank him in the 100, Paul?
The audio went off.
You didn't hear my question.
Now, I'll tell you what, he is being considered to be in the 100. And the rankings will come out the week of April 19th for all those that are interested.
Everyone put that on the calendar. 3-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. You know I'm kidding with you, right?
Of course.
Always. Oh, the shot clock ran out. Oak Hill didn't get it off in time. So Montverde takes it with 3.3 left in the period. 6 turnovers for Oak Hill in the first quarter. That's not going to get it done for Steve Smith and crew. Nembhard, the look. Oh, knocked out of his hands by Williams. Well done. But it's Montverde with a double-digit lead at the end of one. A superpower of the high school game. Yeah, Steve Smith frustrated. Why wouldn't you? Time for our McDonald's All-American Spotlight. 19 years ago, Oak Hill's Carmelo Anthony. He scored 19 points in the game. You know, this game also featured Chris Bosh, Amari Stoudemire, J.J. Redick. Anthony rocking the rim a few times. Of course, the 1 year at Syracuse, the national championship. And still rolling. But Oak Hill, listen, the history goes on and on what Steve Smith built in tiny Mouth of Wilson, Virginia. Just a look at all the great players that he has coached.
And Rod Strickland from the G League is in the building. He's scouting the talent. Great guard at Oak Hill in the NBA.
Houston fouled. Trying to slam it for Montverde, which leads by 11 over Oak Hill. Starting the second quarter, Ted Emmerich, Albie and Carty, our entire crew, third of 4 games here in the quarterfinals at Geico Nationals. The winner of this one meets either AZ Compass Prep or Wasatch Academy from Utah. That game still to come.
And Steve Smith texted me this morning and said, if we're lucky enough to win today, it would be my 1,200th win in 38 years. If we win, I may retire.
Wow.
He meant after the game.
Yes, not at halftime.
I said, Steve, if you win today, you've got to coach a couple more games.
Yes.
It's okay.
You got to come back for the semis.
How about 1,200 wins approaching?
9 mythical national titles, including one here at Geico Nationals in 2016, and one of the best finishes ever in this tournament. Cameron Carter splashes in the 3. Native of Sorrento, Louisiana. Houston bumped. Foul goes against Jalen Ricks. And Kevin Boyle on the other side. Listen, if Steve Smith and Oak Hill was the program of the odds, certainly for the last decade, it has been owned by Montverde. A total of 19 losses in his 10 years at Montverde.
And so successful before that at St. Pat's in Jersey. Coached the likes of Kyrie Irving, Michael Gilchrist.
Boyle and Smith have combined to win 12 National Coach of the Year awards and 5 Geico National titles. Boyle and Montverde have a record 4 to their name.
And they're really good friends off the court. They like to socialize, but when they get on the court, man, they are competitive.
Emhart soaring to the rack. Emhart just seems like he's going to be a perfect fit there at Creighton, a team that is so efficient offensively, and Emhart can help make it click when he takes over. Tie up. And heading the other way with the arrow. NBA Sunday Showcase. Lakers and Clippers on ABC. 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, and also on the ESPN app. Hey, speaking of Oak Hill, Rajon Rondo. Clippers made the deal at the deadline, sending Lou Williams away. Rajon Rondo, another one of the greats to go through Oak Hill. Looking for Duran, he saved it, scooped up by Love. Williams, the runner. And the tip in by Tariq Whitehead. Down the floor, Justin McBride, the sophomore from the Dallas-Fort Worth area in Garland with the basket. It's a big moment for McBride, who joined Oak Hill mid-season.
I thought McBride really played well late in yesterday's win for Oak Hill. Had that beautiful slam dunk transition. Really high-level prospect, great body, good skill. They need him in this game. They need his talent. They need his productivity.
Steve Smith says he's been much better the last 2 months. He's grasping the system. At first, when he transferred, he was trying to set a screen at the wrong time against the wrong guy in practice, but McBride has figured it out.
You watch this Oak Hill team, and you see a collection of guys that are, you know, they're talented. They're not uber talented, but they really work well together. That's why they're in this position today against Montverde.
Duran. Wow.
There's nobody, except for maybe MJ Rice to body him up.
Ryan Rice picked up his second personal. He's on the bench right now. So Duran is like a man-child on the interior at the moment, and he wants it. Got tangled up with 2 Oak Hill players and the whistle blows. That's about all you can do to stop Jalen Duran.
He gets the rebound, runs the floor, goes into a deep post. Montverde has been well drilled by Kevin Boyle to move the ball around and punch it inside to Duran, because they know he's got great hands and nobody can stop him.
Able to back tap after the miss. Whitehead the floater. Duran another offensive rebound, and he's fouled.
It's hard to believe he's in the junior class when you look at his physical build. Long arms, wide shoulders, strong legs.
He wouldn't be out of place in an NBA game, just physically right now, correct?
He'd look great in warm-ups, wouldn't he? I mean,
right.
Just the layups and put him out in the court. He's got great instincts. And that's what makes him special. He has all the physicality, but it's the offensive end of the floor. We haven't seen him make a real special pass yet, but he can make the assist, he can move the ball. Very unselfish big.
Kevin Boyle says his next step is play hard every single possession. We're already seeing that here in the first half. Sticking with missed shots, offensive boards, working hard there. Well, could Duran join this list one day? Just a sample of the talent that has come through Geico Nationals. Ben Simmons, Jalen Brown, Isaiah Stewart, just so on and so forth. This event, now the 12th edition, started 13 years ago. Special every single year.
I'll tell you what, he's on that path.
Carter, oh, Duran was there at the rim. And McBride draws a foul. Closer look, yeah. R.J. Barrett, Jeremiah Robinson Earl with Villanova, part of IMG's Geico National Championship team a couple of years ago. Just, again, we have 5 guys here. We could put 10 more, 15 more guys that have played in this tournament.
And Isaiah Stewart, it's just been a beast with the Pistons. You know, getting points, getting rebounds, Mr. Consistency. But you look at Jalen Duran and you look at that graphic, you say he fits with those guys. And he's going to bring an offensive game to wherever he goes in college. He'll be featured. He'll be the centerpiece. Physicality's there. Now it's playing hard all the time, like Kevin Boyle said. I mean, Kevin Boyle's coached Kyrie Irving, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. He had Joel Embiid as a junior, R.J. Barrett, Ben Simmons, on and on. He knows what it takes to get to that level.
Justice Williams curls it in. Boyle has coached 6 top 3 NBA draft picks in his career.
He coaches, he teaches, and he demands defense.
Carter short on the 3, and right on cue. Here's the list of names: Barrett, Simmons, Russell, Embiid, Kidd-Gilchrist, and Kyrie Irving. The last 2 he coached at St. Patrick's in New Jersey. Carter on the break for Oak Hill. And Kate Cunningham is going to join that list. Perhaps even Scotty Barnes. That top 3, maybe not for Barnes. We'll see by the time the draft rolls around. Duran the tip in for Montverde.
Yeah, Scotty Barnes will be a lottery pick,
yes,
for sure. Kate Cunningham just declared for the NBA draft. I think today, top pick in the draft, maybe number 2, who knows? A lot of scouts I talked to love Jalen Suggs.
Yeah, Evan Mobley.
And you can't dismiss Evan Mobley because he is today's NBA big. Long, fluid, mobile, and skilled.
Well, speaking of Kate Cunningham and Scotty Barnes, 2 of 3 McDonald's All-Americans on the Montverde team a year ago, along with Day'Ron Sharp in North Carolina. Moses Moody had a phenomenal freshman year at Arkansas, leading them to the Elite 8. And that team was unbeatable last year, Paul. Undefeated. They went 25-0, beat teams by an average of 40 points. Montverde in total control in this first half here. Quarterfinals at Geico Nationals as they chase their 5th Geico National title. We're celebrating the return of Geico Nationals after the 2-year hiatus. 5 years ago, the best finish in tournament history at Madison Square Garden. Hadim C, the tip-in for Oak Hill. They beat La Lumiere in overtime. If you're going to win a championship, Paul, do it at MSG.
Matt Coleman, the point guard of that team as well. Tell you what, that was an exciting finish. Steve Smith holding his breath on that last shot.
The only Geico National Championship that Oak Hill has won. They've been the runner-up 4 times, twice against Montverde in 2014 and 2015. Teams led by Ben Simmons. Down 17 to Montverde, the top seed here in the second quarter. Of course, the tournament shifting from New York to Fort Myers, Florida this year. Jalen Reed had it knocked out of his hands by Caleb Houston, Donald's All-American. We'll stay with Oak Hill with 10 on the timer. Oak Hill needs Foster to get rolling. Has not scored yet. Does have 3 assists. Had 23 last night. And the win over Pace and a shot clock violation.
Ryan Nebhard putting a lot of pressure on Caleb Foster. Wherever he goes, Nebhard is right on him, pressuring the pass, denying him the ball. He's making life tough for Foster. That's what you want to do when you got a guy who's a great shooter and facilitator. Make him feel your body.
Post up for Duran. Oak Hill has 9 turnovers in the first half. Love catch and shoot. Houston the putback.
You know, Houston's a great shooter, but he's not only a shooter. He can put it on the deck for a couple of dribbles. Smart enough to go to the offensive glass. Plays with great poise and maturity.
Now, Paul, we showed all the great players on the team a year ago that was undefeated. Here's Foster with his first field goal attempt, and he knocks it down. Houston was the spot-up shooter as a sophomore. Turnover by Montverde. He reclassifies. Now he's a senior, getting ready to go to Michigan. He's the primary option, and he has shown off the full array offensively.
And Montverde knows he's the #1 option on this team. Behind the arc. Duran, #1 option in the paint. When you have that type of offensive balance and firepower, that's why you're the #1 seed at Geico Nationals.
MJ Rice back on the floor, 0 in the black. Oak Hill star with 2 personal fouls. Reed. Montverde on the run. Love fumbled it, out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers by Montverde. Well, Houston, one of the linchpins of the #1 recruiting class in 2021. We saw Moussa Diabate, another top 10 player in the country earlier with IMG, but it's only the beginning with Houston and Diabate, right?
And this class has so much firepower, covered at every position. Frankie Collins will be the playmaker of the group. Kobe Buffkin, a McDonald's All-American, doesn't get a lot of attention with this class. Isaiah Barnes, a really good shooting guard. Will Cheddar, stretch forward. This class is deep, it's talented, and they're going to need it next year because Michigan's going to lose a lot.
Nemhard looking inside. Kick ball by Jalen Ricks. Yeah, we marvel at what Hunter Dickinson was able to do his freshman season, and it's no surprise to us after seeing him at DeMatha the last several years. Whitehead on the opposite block with the putback.
You know, Whitehead doesn't get a lot of plays run for him, but he finds the ball. That's what good offensive players do. Transition runouts, offensive rebounds.
Rice churning. Had a foul. With 1:13 to go in the half. Yeah, Whitehead has 9 points on 4 of 6 shooting in the first half. So Rice at the line. I thought it was funny. You mentioned his size. Like, nobody besides Rice can really have a chance to deal with Duran on the interior. Earlier in the season, Rice acknowledged what Oak Hill didn't have in the post. He went to Steve Smith and said, "Coach, you could play me at the 5. if we need it. And Smith is like, no, we're not doing that. You're not a center.
No, he's not. He's got great versatility. Reminds me of Jay Crowder in many ways. Strong, physical, three-point shooter, post-up guy, defender. You know, we don't talk about MJ Rice playing defense all that much, but he is a good defender. He doesn't allow penetration when he gets in his stance, and at 6'5", he can cover a lot of power forwards in the post.
Rice has fully recovered from a torn ACL he suffered in December of 2019. Steady progress, adding more to his game, and you see why he's a top 10 junior in America.
And you mentioned how Kevin Boyle said Jalen Duren has to play harder all the time. Same thing holds true for MJ Rice. They play hard, but they have to play hard all the time to reach their potential.
Duren is at the line. Number 2 player in that junior class. Final minute of the first half. Foster, the floater. So, Caleb Foster with 6 points here in the quarter. Whitehead the touch, and Duren with the slam. How about that ball movement?
They've been running that action against the zone all year long. A couple of times already in this game. Goes to the wing, goes to the high post. They punch it inside.
Foul before the shot.
This is great execution. They hit the wing, high post. Duren just waits for it, turns his body. You got to put pressure on the passer when the ball is in the middle of the floor.
Williams is fouled with 24 seconds left. One number in this game that sticks out to me, Paul, the decided edge on the glass for Montverde. They're out-rebounding Oak Hill 18-5.
And what's impressive is that they go on the offensive glass and they get second chance points, but they don't miss a lot of shots. But the guys who are not getting the initial shot, they're hungry for the offensive rebound. You know, Kevin Boyle is coaching every possession. Anytime somebody decides to relax or take a possession off, they're going to hear it. That's why you go to Montverde. You go there to be challenged. You go there for the competition. And you go there to grow in the game. You don't worry about your game. You worry about winning.
Final seconds. Whitehead down the baseline for the jam. Foster the kick. Reed. Montverde just a cut above in the first half. Tariq Whitehead with 11 points. Top 10 junior in the country. Jalen Duren with 12. And it's an 18-point lead for Montverde.
Did I say that Tariq Whitehead was an unassuming star? Nothing unassuming about that dunk.
The 2021 Geico High School Nationals is brought to you by the Marines. The battle to belong begins here. We're on a boat. We're on a boat here in Southwest Florida. Fort Myers, quarterfinal round of Geico Nationals. Montverde by 18, the top seed in complete control against Oak Hill. One more game to come here on ESPNU. IMG and Sunrise already in the semifinals, set for tomorrow on ESPN2. Well, Sunday lineup on ABC and ESPN. Sunday showcase in the NBA, Lakers Clippers, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific on ABC. Then check out ESPN, the Women's National Championship game, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. Then Sunday Night Baseball, the White Sox and the Angels. Well, there are plenty of players here at Geico Nationals who hope that they will be in the NBA before long. Top 10 players in the country. This is the senior class, 2021. Paul, Chet Holmgren right there at the top.
Well, he is the unicorn. in the high school game. World-class shot blocker, offensively skilled inside and out. I call him the greatest mismatch in the high school game because he can score inside and outside. Terrific passer, changes the game on defense.
Caleb Houston, number 7 in the country, and in our game at the moment, 10 points in the first half. Let's put him under the microscope. A little Coach B breakdown.
Well, there are some guys that are shooters, others are shot makers. How about that screen by Derek Whitehead to screen in the defender? Caleb Houston, great shot preparation, just knocks it down with ease. We talk about moving without the ball, the flash cut to the middle. Mid-range jumper, he knows how to get open. Moves without the ball. First he sets a screen, then he comes off the handoff by Duren, little pick and roll action. How about this pocket pass? Absolutely beautiful. The defenders are watching him. They forgot about Duren. Duren finishes strong. Houston constantly moves without the basketball. Little dribble handoff, now watch this. He comes off a baseline screen, gets to the corner, penetration, takes the help. Caleb Houston with elevation before the rotation comes. This time you see 3 offensive players in a line. Houston understands, my offensive player can't see me, so what do? Move over just a little bit to create that space for the jump shot. Great basketball IQ off a dribble penetration.
Maybe we can go for a hike later. What do you think, Paul?
I'd rather go on the boat.
Go for my goals,
all right.
but now I'm feeling like I'm being dragged over hot coals. I feel.
Halftime here at Geico Nationals, presented by Gatorade. Quarterfinal round. We're back on a boat, this time the airboat. Watch out for the Gators. 18-point lead for the top seed Montverde over Oak Hill. 2 traditional powerhouses in the high school game, but Montverde has outclassed Oak Hill so far. It's Ed Emmerich, ESPN's National Director of Recruiting, Paul Biancardi. I know it's not, but Montverde just makes it look effortless.
Yeah, they just crushed Oak Hill on the glass, 19-5. For Oak Hill to get back into this game, cut down on your turnovers. They have 9 turnovers, led to 15 second chance points. 15 points off of turnovers, and you got to start making some 3-point shots if you're Oak Hill. You're 2 for 9 right now. You have to make double-figure threes if you're going to pull off the upset.
Paul, Montverde has 3 top 10 players in the country. They're all in double figures.
And a lot of those points come from turnovers. They've played the high-low game to Jalen Duren just beautifully. They find him against the zone. They've gotten some runouts. They've made some threes. You know, Montverde can score at a moment's notice, plus they play defense, and that was just absolutely gorgeous by Derek Whitehead. MJ Rice did the best that he could. He went inside, he challenged the big man, made some baskets. Toughest guy on the court, maybe MJ Rice.
Rice with 8. Oak Hill needs more than that if they're going to come from behind in the second half, which is next. Welcome back to the 2021 Geico High School Nationals, presented by Gatorade. Suncoast Credit Union Arena in Fort Myers, fabulous host. Yes, we miss New York, but good to be in Florida for the return of Geico Nationals and the return of top seed Montverde in this tournament. Shooting 59%. Oak Hill shot 60% as we check out the first half stats presented by Geico, and they're down by this margin, by 18. The assist numbers, the rebounding numbers, ridiculous. 19-5 in favor of Montverde, Paul.
Let me read you a number.
Okay.
Montverde missed 14 shots. They got 11 of those misses. Incredible.
That's absurd.
That's absurd. I mean, 40% is really good. 50% is great. Over 90% of their misses they got.
You punch that into the calculator?
Just figured it out with my new degree.
Cameron Carter floats it in for Oak Hill to start the third quarter. Just, you see Candace Parker a few weeks back just doing the math in her head in the moment, going at Shaq. That was amazing.
Oh, that was. I watched that. That was great. Shaq had no answer.
Why don't we just play man-to-man? Duren, no rebound for Ritz. And that concludes the Shaquille O'Neal impersonation for today.
Yeah, she threw out the analytics.
Carter, in and out this time.
So for Oak Hill, obviously eliminate fast break points.
And eliminate that. Caleb Houston with his first three. One of the best shooters in the country.
You know, he's so comfortable running to the line, setting up his feet, and shooting that shot in transition. A lot of guys are nervous about shooting that shot because it's on the go. You know, he's ready for it. He's practiced it. You know, he's put that into his game a long time ago.
And Houston draws the foul. A native of Mississauga, Ontario, Canada, near Toronto. Another look.
Just lining up. He's got great shot preparation. Feet first, feet are ready. Eyes on the target. Catches it as a quick release and a high release point.
Paul, of course, from Toronto, just like R.J. Barrett was, the star at Montverde in his time, of course, now at the Knicks. R.J.'s dad, Rowan, I remember being the GM of Canada men's basketball, told us a few years back, hey, Caleb Houston is going to be the next one. But Houston didn't arrive with the fanfare that Barrett did when Barrett made the move to here in Florida and enroll at Montverde. He worked his way all the way into the top 10.
And you said it, on last year's team that was undefeated at Montverde, he was, you know, quiet option for them. They had Cade Cunningham, Day'Ron Sharp, Moses Moody. They had studs, Scotty Barnes. Caleb Houston finds his role and plays it well. And like a lot of seniors, this is his time.
Duren wants it. Ryan Nembhard, a swish, and a three for the point guard headed to Creighton.
And Ryan Nembhard plays really good on-ball defense, and he is a terrific facilitator and leader. But you can't leave him open because he's going to knock down the shot. His brother Andrew preparing for the Final Four right now for Gonzaga.
Ricks off target.
His brother Andrew, what a passer. Always loved his game.
He was on Montverde's 2018 Geico National Championship team. Some alumni of Montverde in this year's NCAA tournament. Mentioned Andrew Nembhard, Cunningham with Oklahoma State, Barnes with Florida State, along with Balsa Koprivica, Moody, Michael DeVoe with Georgia Tech, along with Jose Alvarado. What a run they put together winning the ACC tournament. Foster buries the three, his first of the game.
When you come to Montverde, you're either a Cade Cunningham, a Scotty Barnes, instant impact, playing all the time and dominating the game, or you're guys like Langston Love, Caleb Houston. They waited their turn, they improved their game, they contributed to winning, and when they become seniors, the light shines on them.
Foster beat everyone down the floor, able to snake around Duren for the layup.
Because when you come to Montverde, you know you got to win. And it doesn't have to be about you.
Well, and that's the thing, right? You look at Montverde, okay, again, they got 8 ESPN-ranked players. Of course they're going to beat everyone. That's the easy thing to say. It's Langston Love cans the three. It's the old Phil Jackson argument. Well, of course with the Bulls, he's going to win every game with Jordan and Pippen and this guy and that guy. Like, you still have to coach the team, assemble it. You have to be able to get them to play together and unselfishly, and that's what Montverde does year in and year out.
You know how easy it is to have all this talent and be a dysfunctional unit?
Yeah.
I see it all the time. I've seen it for 30 years. I've seen talented teams struggle because they don't have a coach on the sideline to manage the personalities and to press the right buttons.
Women's Final Four tomorrow night. South Carolina and the top overall seed Stanford at 6 Eastern, followed by Arizona and Connecticut. Both games also on the app. Dia Barnes leading Arizona to the Final Four for the first time. Arizona had never been to the Elite Eight before. And they do it as the 3 seed.
A lot of chalk in that Final Four for the women.
Yes, outside of Arizona, the 3-1 seeds. NC State, the only 1 seed that didn't make it. Justice Williams. And the rebound by Jalen Ricks. Foster the pull-up, a 3, his his second. Caleb Foster hasn't missed a shot. 6 for 6, he has 14.
Caleb Foster real comfortable in his own skin. Just like Jaden Bradley, it took him a little bit to adjust. But now that he is in rhythm, he's a confident young man.
It's like Foster has settled in a bit just in this game against Montverde and all the talent and resistance they present. Brown. And ripped down by Malik Renault. Is Foster a contender to join the ESPN 25 in the sophomore class?
Oh, I think he's a serious contender. And it wasn't just yesterday's performance. I've been tracking him all season long, talking to Steve Smith, watching his films. His shot has always been good, and now it's been consistent.
Nice pass by Houston, but Jalen Hood-Schifino had it knocked out of his hands. Here is Foster, eyeing the rim, another three, his third.
With every game, he just plays with more confidence, Caleb Foster.
Well, Oak Hill within 16. They forced a timeout by Kevin Boyle and Montverde. Foster with 17 to lead all scorers.
Caleb Foster lining it up, looking for his teammates, realizes I'm wide open. I gotta take that. Plays his summer basketball for Team Curry. Yes, Stephen Curry. Maybe that's why he shoots so well.
Had 5 threes last night in the win over Pace Academy in the first round. 3 for 3 from distance here today, and 7 of 7 from the floor. Well, we mentioned the storied history at Oak Hill. Steve Smith's hardest playing dudes. Yes, a very scientific description, but if you look at this list, you know these guys will go to war every single night.
So many guys to choose from when it comes to Steve Smith. Who's the best player? Who's the most talented player? But when you talk about hardest playing guys, you know, it didn't take him long to figure that out. And there's other guys that played really hard for Steve Smith. He picked out those 5. And I remember Keldon Johnson just a few years ago. He was so impressed with his effort and work ethic. Now Keldon Johnson in the NBA.
Houston with the layup to end what was a brief 6-0 run for Oak Hill. They have played Montverde even, 13 all in the third. Foster with his first miss of the game.
Yeah, their effort, Oak Hill, has been good. At times they've turned it up. Just to get crushed on the glass.
27-9 in favor of Montverde at the moment.
And pain points are just out of control.
Renault with 2 more, and it's a 20-point lead.
That's the thing. You watch Montverde play, and a lot of these type of highly recruited players will want to shoot jumpers. Kevin Boyle has sets to get it inside, make sure his guards look and throw it into the post. His post players deliver.
40 of the 63 points for Montverde in the paint. Brown lost it. A turnover. Montverde ball when we return. Third quarter. Kevin Boyle and company trying to move on to the semis. Another one of the great finishes in Geico Nationals history. 2013, Tyler Ennis of St. Benedict's a 3. 10 seconds left. They're up 1 on Montverde. Down the floor, Casey Hill, Jalen Patterson for the win. Back-to-back threes. Montverde winning it all in 2013. That was Ben Simmons' sophomore year. Patterson, the hero, their first of 3 in a row at Geico Nationals, Paul.
Was that D'Angelo Russell at the top of that?
Yes, he was a junior that year.
Yeah, he was on the top of that pyramid there. I'll tell you what, that ending and Oak Hill's ending with the Dean C at Madison Square Garden, they have to be the 2 best finishes in the Geico Nationals.
Montverde on its quest to win a 5th Geico National Championship. Jalen Hood-Schifino, the junior from Charlotte, with the basket.
Yeah, Hood-Schifino's done a nice job fitting in in Montverde. Really a strong on-ball defender. Him and Ryan Nemhart go at it in practice.
Williams, on balance, he scoops it in for Oak Hill. 35 seconds left in the third. Montverde has led the whole way here in the quarterfinals. The winner will take on either AZ Compass Prep or Wasatch Academy. That's our last quarterfinal here on ESPNU tonight. Houston fouled. So the McDonald's All-American with 17 points to lead the Eagles is at the line.
Great spacing by Montverde. Good execution. They look for each other. They screen for each other.
So Caleb Houston, the number 7 player in the ESPN 100. You compare him to Paul George.
I do. The skill level, the passing, the mid-range pull-up, the deep three. I mean, he starts the game behind the arc, and he can work his way into the mid-post. The mid-range game, he's got a terrific pull-up. Better passer than people talk about.
Carter retrieves it. 6 seconds. The drive against Justice Williams, and a foul with 4 seconds to go. Well, and Houston certainly belongs on this list. Your best shooters in the class of 2021.
Tell you what, Patrick Baldwin, close to 6'10". That guy just stretches out a floor with deep range and accuracy. Trevor Keels from Boulder 6th, great outside shooter. Gets it off real quick. Max Christie going to Michigan State. Coleman headed to Georgia Tech. Josh Pastner likes his shooters, huh? Michael DeVoe, Coleman.
Wow, Williams, 2.1 left. He bounced it off the backside of a Montverde player and knocked it in. Montverde might be pummeling Oak Hill on the boards on the scoreboard, but this is replay worthy. Jalen Hood-Chavino, watch your back. Montverde, the sizable lead, though. On to the fourth quarter. Quarterfinal round of the 2021 Geico High School Nationals presented by Gatorade. Montverde cruising. The top seed, 66-47 over Oak Hill. Ted Emmerich, Paul Biancardi, our entire crew. Third out of 4 games today. Montverde well on its way to joining IMG and Sunrise Christian in the semifinals. Caleb Houston, 3 Montverde Eagles in double figures. He leads the way with 18 points. The McDonald's All-American couldn't put it back in. 22 in the white. Oh, Foster tried to bounce it off Houston instead. Right to Malik Renault for the basket.
Give Montverde a lot of credit. Up 20, still battling like they're down 20. That's what's so impressive about this team. They don't take their foot off the gas pedal. They're going to try to go faster and beat you by more.
Would never expect a Kevin Boyle team to do that, to take the foot off the accelerator.
And it's important to create that mindset, because when you're in close games, you always want to stay aggressive.
Renault again, down low, showing off the skills that he flashed at Matter Academy in Miami. MJ Rice has a skill set all to himself. Big slam for the top 10 junior.
My goodness, was that powerful.
Rice in double figures with 10. Battled foul trouble early. Loose ball, Williams picks it up. Foster the lob, MJ Rice, have some more.
What a pass by Caleb Foster. Takes it out of the pack, couple of dribbles. Because his eyes were up, you could see the entire floor. Saw MJ Rice, pinpoint perfect pass.
Houston, 1 of 4 from 3. Carter almost lost it. MJ Rice with his 3rd consecutive flush.
He could find 20 points by just hanging in the paint.
schools that are focused on Rice at the moment. According to MJ and his family, NC State, Pittsburgh, Providence, Louisville. Duke is certainly interested. He's from Durham. Renault on the block for 2 more. Williams hangs. Rebound by Justice Williams, one of 8 ESPN-ranked players for Montverde. But Schifino off the mark. Off the offensive rebound, Williams finds Hood Schifino for the deuce.
See, the guys that don't start for Montverde, they come off the bench. They want to score. You know, they want to play. Oh, nice shot by MJ Rice.
So Rice with 3 dunks to start the 4th, and now a 3-pointer and a timeout with 4:47 left.
This is a confident young man and a powerful young man. MJ Rice goes coast to coast. And I love his aggressiveness, the way he attacks. If somebody's in his way, he'll use his body control, but if there's nobody there, great pass by Foster. He's looking to push it, punch it down with authority. And that part of his game has really improved, MJ Rice. He's got the confidence to shoot it from deep. He's put in the time.
Closer look, and Rice, number 10 player in the junior class. Okay, stick with me, Paul. I'm not saying, oh, he's Zion Williamson, but are there shades of Zion's game in Rice, body type, how he can attack the rim? You're shaking your head, no. Well, just bringing it up.
Well, body type is same size, about 6'5", 6'6". Both powerful, yes, but Zion was a different level.
Oh, of course. I'm not saying he's at that particular level. I'm just saying shades of Williamson.
Yeah, light shades.
Okay.
Light shades. Maybe more of an Anthony Edwards type. Strong, aggressive, outside shot. Zion Williamson.
Listen, Rice isn't, almost 300 pounds. Let's put it that way, too. I get it. He's 230. 233 is what Oak Hill lists him as.
What are you drinking?
Foul is called.
I mean, what are you drinking over there?
Just bringing it up, dude.
You sure there's nothing in your coffee?
I don't have coffee over here. Straight water. Might need something after this one before our next quarterfinal. They might have to separate us even more than we are at the moment. All right, who would you compare him to? Beyond Anthony Edwards. You mentioned Edwards. Anybody else?
I like Jay Crowder.
Okay.
I really do. And Jay Crowder is an excellent NBA player. He's strong, he's physical, he brings it every night. I love his defense. He's got the outside shot. But there's a lot of work to be done for MJ Rice. He's got the physical measurables, really a coachable kid. And he's only a junior. Love that.
Rice sticking with it, the putback.
I love the second effort. Now, Zion would have took that offensive rebound miss, and we would have felt it.
I didn't say he was the second coming of Zion Williamson. Foul in midcourt. Rice now with 19 points and 4 rebounds. Timeout, 3:51 left, thank goodness. Montverde up 75-58. The 2021 Geico High School Nationals is brought to you by Geico. Save even more when you bundle home and car insurance. Gatorade Zero, all the electrolytes, zero sugar, and McDonald's. Time to check out our Gatorade fueling performance, Paul. Montverde doing all kinds of damage on the glass and inside.
They're getting great looks at the basket, whether it's transition or in the half-court set. Tariq Whitehead, that was powerful. How about the back cut by Caleb Houston? Fantastic movement without the basketball. Montverde has really dominated this game from start to finish.
50 of their 75 points coming in the paint, and a 32-14 rebounding edge over Oak Hill. Final 4 minutes. Set Rick Paul being Carney with you. Winner of this one Meets either Wasatch Academy or AZ Compass Prep. And Kevin Boyle is still very much engaged.
Kevin's up.
It's like the score doesn't matter.
No, and it shouldn't.
Right.
But Kevin's upset with the turnover. Steve Smith is happy that his team forced it. And you never play the score, you play the game. Doesn't matter how much you're up or down, you got to bring it with the same approach and the same mentality that was on the scouting report and in the pregame prep talk and at halftime.
Caleb Foster now at 19 points for Oak Hill. Nice showing for him these last two nights. Love off the rim. Duren was concerned about basket interference. Rice gathers himself. Oh, rejected by Duren. And a foul.
Jalen Duren.
Williams.
Excuse me, Ted. Jalen Duren has one of those blocks, it seems like every game, where he kind of just catches it. Watch this. He catches it before he can even block it. That could be considered a steal.
Remember, he had one of those at the St. James, which was the #2 play in the Sports Center top 10. That was in mid-January. Love the finger roll. A future Baylor Bear. Foster. Offensive rebound for Ricks underneath to MJ Rice for another slam. And a timeout for Steve Smith. They're down 15 with 2:44 to go. Time to name our player of the game, presented by Buick. Top 10 player in the country, McDonald's All-American Caleb Houston. The Canadian headed to Michigan with 18 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals, Paul.
What I love about his game, beside his jump shot, is his efficiency. This game, 6 for 10 from the field. He's not a volume guy. He's a consistent shooter, a consistent scorer. He's a guy who understands what an open shot is, an open opportunity. He's part of the #1 class heading to play for Juwan Howard at Michigan, with Moussa Diabate, who's going to do work inside the paint. Frankie Collins, a terrific point guard. Kobe Buffkin, a high-level scoring guard, a McDonald's All-American as well. It is a strong class. Michigan's going to need it. They're going to lose a lot. A lot of work got put into that by Juwan Howard and his staff.
Yeah, so 3 of the 6 players are McDonald's All-Americans, with Houston, Diabate, and Buffkin.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see if he can get that kid out of IMG. What's his name? Jet Howard?
Yeah, I wonder if he has the lead in that race.
Well, when I asked him about that on a conference call, he says, I got to get Mom's blessing first.
Don't we all? Now, we saw Jet in IMG earlier. Jet, Jawan's son, a junior. IMG's in the semifinals. Foul called here on Jalen Duren, his second.
We saw the Montverde huddle. Ray Miller, Kevin Boyle, kind of jumping on their guys. They know they're going to win. They're trying to build habits for tomorrow when they get to the semifinal. They don't want to be up in that game and lose it because they lost the lead in this game.
Right.
It's about building the lead, not winning the game. You already know you're going to win the game. You got to win it in the habits that you developed in practice. That guy right there doesn't let anything go. Not much slippage in Kevin Boyle.
No, they've lost 1 game all year, and they blow out so many teams. You can't just lay back in the second half. These guys, and especially the second unit, the starters who are back on the floor here, hey, the second unit wants to get better. Everyone is trying to sharpen their tools and prepare for the next level.
And their second unit, all Division I players,
yes,
who could be stars at local high schools.
Foul inside on Houston. NBA Sunday Showcase on ABC, 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific. It's the Lakers and the Clippers. Also check it out on the ESPN app. Lakers or Nets, Paul, with the arms race that continues with those two teams?
I'm always sticking with LeBron. I've watched him since he was a freshman in high school.
Yep. Whitehead with the floater. Yeah, just got to get LeBron back from the high ankle sprain.
You know, people say greatest ever, you know, one of the greatest ever, but all I know is this: when LeBron leaves the game, we're really going to miss him.
Nemhard, oh, through the hands of Durant. Whitehead chases it down. Thought we had another SportsCenter Top 10 nominee on our hands there. Final minute. Houston dropped it. Langston Love converts. He's the 5th Montverde player in double figures, now with 11. A 23rd ranked player in the country, headed to Baylor. MJ Rice draws a foul.
Scott Drew has a very interesting class coming in next year with Kendall Brown, Langston Love, Jeremy Sohan. Really good size, 6'4", 6'6", 6'6". Guys that defend, score the ball, shoot it. Versatility. They can play in the man-to-man defense. Certainly play in the back line at the top of the zone. Just guys that can score the ball, but they have a mature approach to the game. Scott Drew in his first Final Four.
The ultimate building job. Forget about rebuild. You know, the note has been mentioned, first Final Four since 1950. In 1950, you had to win one game to make the Final Four. Much different now. Caleb Houston with the slam. Punctuation for Montverde here in the quarterfinals.
They should do a half-hour special on the job that Scott Drew has done at Baylor.
What Baylor was some 20 years ago and what they are now, it is striking.
You know, it all happens because of the recruiting and, yes, the coaching and player development. They didn't take any chances on kids that had bad character, and they still don't. They take high-character kids who are going to work and fit their athletic profile.
Williams missed the three, and that'll put an end to this one. Montverde dribbles it out. They shoot 59%, plus 18 on the glass, 60 points in the paint, 5 players in double figures. You add it all up, and Montverde is through to the semifinals. A no-doubter against Oak Hill. Kevin Boyle and good friend Steve Smith, two icons in high school basketball, meeting. Steve Smith and Oak Hill head home. Caleb Houston and Montverde head on to the semifinals tomorrow here at Geico Nationals. Who will they play? We'll find out next here on ESPNU. AZ Compass Prep making their first ever appearance in this great tournament. Matching up with Wasatch Academy from Utah. That is coming up at 6 Eastern. All chalk thus far in the quarters. The top 3 seeds moving to the semifinals. Paul, what do you think of Montverde today?
Well, they were terrific from start to finish. They came out focused. Oak Hill fought their way back into the game, but they just couldn't get close enough. Montverde just comes at you in waves. Ryan Nemhard, the leader of the team. Caleb Houston, the leading scorer, and nobody can stop Jalen Durant on the inside.
We are joined by Caleb Houston, the future Michigan Wolverine, McDonald's All-American with 20 points today. Caleb, Ted Emmerich, Paul Biancardi with you. Congratulations on the victory. The numbers from this game are ridiculous. I know you don't have a box score in front of you, but just what was most impressive to you, the way you guys played today?
Yeah, I think we just came out and started with a lot of energy. I think at halftime, Coach Boyle said it was like 11 offensive rebounds to 0, and that was one of the emphasis. We knew we were a lot bigger and more physical, imposing than them, so just to get on the offensive glass and just play really hard, get the loose balls, all that stuff. So I think we did well at that.
Well, speaking about being bigger, talk about your teammate, Jalen Durant.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. He's crazy. I don't have really any words. Like, he blocks everything. He can score on anyone. It just helps a lot. He helps tremendously both offensively and defensively. It's crazy.
Caleb, how do you guys keep the intensity up throughout the game? You build a big lead, but it's not like you slack off in the second half.
Yeah, I think that goes to kind of how Coach Boyle and the staff, we practice hard. We've been practicing hard for about like 1.5 months with no games for 3 hours, just going hard every day. So I think when it comes to the game, it's kind of like second nature. We've kind of been doing that for the past couple months, really.
Caleb, you're one of the best shooters in the high school game. What did you do this offseason?
This offseason, really, I was in the gym a lot, in the weight room, just really working on my shot, working on coming off like pin downs, coming off different screens, just reading my defender when I come off screens, whether to curl or fade, and just kind of get open shots.
Caleb, congratulations on the win. We will see you tomorrow in the semifinals.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Caleb Houston, number 7 ranked player in the ESPN 100, the senior class, 85-60 for the final. We're not done. Join us coming up 6 Eastern here on ESPNU for our last game in the quarterfinals. But for now, Paul Biancardi and Ted Emmerich saying so long from Fort Myers.